This is an overview of my Kubota BX operator controlled discharge chute, also known as an OCDC. I want to start out by saying that Kubota recommends that you do not remove the factory chute deflector from the mid-mount mower. Objects thrown from the mid-mount mower can be lethal. To attach the operator controlled discharge chute, I did not modify the deck in any way. There was already a hole here in the deck, and then it bolts on where the chute deflector was pinned on. I used 1/8 inch diamond plate for the flap and for the main base portion. This is 1/4 inch plate steel that I cut to attach it to the existing mounts for the chute deflector. The motor mount was cut out of 1/4 inch. This was a piece of 1/4 inch scrap tread plate that I had laying around for a gusset. This is a Ford power window motor that I had laying around. Had to buy a new gear for it. You can buy those at the auto parts store. The gear and bushings. You can see how the motor has these gussets out on the back side of it. So I used a hole saw to drill into this bracket so it would set nice and flush against my bracket. Then for the hinge, I got a piece of 3/8 rod and then a piece of pipe that the 3/8 rod would slide inside of, and since the pipe was not seamless, I had to run a 3/8 drill bit inside of it to knock the weld down so the pipe would slide inside of it. And then I cut the pipe into segments. Then this portion is welded to the top, this is welded to the bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. So I had like a continuous hinge. Then to attach the linkage, this is a top link bushing, 3/4 inch diameter. At least I think that's what it is. It's a tractor bushing, but I'm 99% sure it's a 3/4 inch top link bushing. 3/4 inch ID, that is. Use 2 set screws. I actually need to get a little shorter set screws to make it look nicer. Then I took some 1/4 inch plate steel, made the linkage arms. Then on the wirings, just use some conduit to make things look a little nicer. Some stick-on wire holders. Then this is an SAE connector. It's a little 2-pin connector. You see what that looks like? So that way it can be removed from the tractor easily. Then I mounted the switch on the dash. It's a double pole, double throw switch, abbreviated as DP-DT. And then it's wired up to reverse the polarity. So up on it runs the OCDC up, down closes it. And one thing I forgot to mention was to hold the rod on, I used snap rings. I actually just held the rod up to a bandsaw and spun the thing around and cut a little groove in it for a snap ring on each end. Here's how it works. I can raise it up a little bit, all the way open to let the clippings fly. Closed if I'm mowing around some shrubbery. And if I don't want the clippings going very far, I have anywhere in between.